I think I just have an urge to show myself drinking coffee every day because I'm obsessed with coffee cups. So I just want to show you what coffee cup I'm drinking for that day. This is real cute. I got it from Tivana right before they closed and went out of business, so. Hey. Hi. Also, the wonderful YouTuber Casey Neistat. YouTube video titled $400 lightsaber. It's not the point why I'm making it, but it was cool anyways. Talking about these little guys. He has issues with them too. He used a wire cutter, and Oliver also suggested that I use a wire cutter to get them off. I don't have a wire cutter, but Casey Neistat also did this magical idea of just putting tape over it so it doesn't jingle and make that stupid noise. Thank you, Casey. So I'm actually on my way to work, but it's Tuesday, November 6th, so first, it's actually the next day, so gotta show you my coffee cup. Also, can we just appreciate my hair today? It looks exactly the same like it does every day. So come and get your honey, 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 honey. If you're feeling it, if you're feeling it, let's go. Suit up, gonna shine like gold. No stress, move your body like whoa. Turn it up to infinity, up on the ceiling, turn it up, 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 let's go. Suit up, gonna shine like gold. No stress, move your body like whoa. Turn it up to infinity, up on the ceiling, turn it up, 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 let's go. Turn it up, 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 let's go. Turn it up, 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 turn it up, 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 let's go. Turn it up, 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 let's go. Turn it up, 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 turn it up, 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 let's go. I just got my passport pictures taken at Walgreens. It was $15. Real good because your girl broke. They look awful, but like, who cares? It was $15. And now I'm at the post office, and there's like a ton of cars in this parking lot, and I'm real worried that's gonna take way too long just to submit this paperwork. I don't want to stand in line that long. So you're a little salty. I went to the post office, waited in a line to find out that I needed to make an appointment, which is what I thought, but I couldn't find anywhere online to make an appointment. But I guess we're gonna find out now. So at least I made progress towards my passport. But we're just gonna go to Target instead. I feel like we just need to document a little bit of this road rage because I'm literally gonna kill somebody. I already left Target. I'll show you what I got. Half of it's useless. I went in for one thing and I got 3, 4. Go! Turn! There's nobody coming from this way. Oh my god. I'm stuck behind a dump truck and this little sports car that thinks that it's when it's not. If you're gonna drive a car like that, don't you think that you wanna go fast? Why are you going so slow? It's probably the worst angle I could ever film at. Oh my god, if you don't turn faster, I swear to god. I'm actually on my way to my really bougie gym, but I'm never gonna get there if nobody merges onto the freeway faster. Oh my god! This is what I'm dealing with right now. This is it. Apparently, it's school bus hour, even though it's 1:30 in the afternoon. Where are you all going? There is absolutely no fucking way that that truck is safe with wood just sticking out of it. No thank you.
Coloring the black and white. I'm tracing all the faded lines. Yeah. honest, I wish that it was easy. So tell me if it sounds a little sleazy. Tell me, 'cause I lie awake wondering. I'm honest, I wish that it was easy.
We are back home from the gym. Got all swole.
I'm picking up the
Oh my god, I'm never gonna say that. I'm gonna show you my unnecessary purchases from Target. I'll show you what I initially went there for. This is my toner that I use. It's real nice and fresh. If it'll focus, please. Please. It's witch hazel, rose petal. Amazing, I love it. And then the unnecessary part is coming. I really need a chapstick, so I bought a whole pack of chapstick, soft lips. Didn't really want the watermelon, but it came with a vanilla, so I bought the whole thing. Chapstick. We bought a book that I probably will never read. And then do I need to even say anything? No, I don't need to say anything. Like, no. Now that we're back from the gym, I need to make a protein shake. I want chicken and rice. So I'm gonna make that right now. So this is the protein powder that I use because it doesn't taste like chalk compared to all the other protein powders that I've tried. And then, of course, almond milk because regular milk is gross. I have my Earl Grey tea. Yum. I don't necessarily want to make this part of the video, but I also necessarily don't want to not make this part of the video. It's really confusing. But we're gonna address the title of this week's video, which I'm assuming is something like why I'm not in school anymore, why I dropped out, or something like that, which I know you looked at it and you're like, Tiffany, why are you doing some clickbait to try to get your 5 friends to watch this video? Oh my god, this sucks. I put my experiences out there for people who are experiencing the same thing that I am, because I feel like it's not talked about that often. All you hear about, obviously, on social media is people's successes, you know? They're not going to share necessarily all of their failures. They're going to share what they accomplished. And I want to do the opposite and share my failures. So, that's what this is about. Okay. As you all know, well, let's start from the beginning. I'm going to start from the beginning. So, I went to Reagan High School. I graduated high school. I have a high school degree. All throughout all 4 years of high school, I was so focused on art. That's the only thing that I necessarily cared about in high school. Besides math, I was really good at math in high school, but I just think that's because my math teacher, Mr. Moore, shout out Mr. Moore, was like the funniest person on earth, so I just enjoyed his class so much. And I had him all 4 years of high school for all 4 of my math classes, so I was living my best life in math class. Also, art class also had an awesome teacher, Chad. He's my dude. We love Chad. Chad introduced us to art colleges around that, you know, are good art colleges, and one of them obviously being the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. And he introduced us to their summer programs, their pre-college summer programs. They had Saturday classes. and I was all about it. You know, I didn't necessarily do anything in my summertime besides work. I got hired at Purple Door freshman year of high school, so during this whole time I'm working at Purple Door. During this whole time I'm doing derby. But I was so excited about these pre-college classes at Maiad. My freshman year summer, I went and I did figure drawing and painting. Next summer, my sophomore year summer, I did photography and painting. And then my junior year summer, I did graphic design. And it was like your junior, when you like were a certain age, you did like a more serious, in-depth class. So you only had one of the classes, and so I picked graphic design. My teacher's name was Adam Shatella. He is so awesome. He is such a cool guy. And like he made this class so enjoyable for me that it made me so in love with graphic design. I was like, this is the best thing ever. I want to do this all the time. So that's what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to go to college for art. I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do at art college. And over my junior year summer, I figured that out. And then my senior year of high school, during the school year, I took Saturday classes at Maiad for a scholarship portfolio class, which Maiad gave me a bunch of scholarship money for taking that class, and I took it for free because of like MPS's free or reduced lunch thing, whatever. So I got a bunch of scholarship money from that. Maiad gave me a bunch of scholarship money for all the years that I took the pre-college, you know, from my portfolio, whatever. I was living on top of the world. I was so happy. By the end, when I got all the paperwork from Maiad, you know, I was happy just getting accepted, you know? And then I got all the scholarship information that I received. Maiad's annual tuition rate is $36,000 a year. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? 36,000. So, and me living in a single parent household, also scooping ice cream in my free time at my job, no way that I would ever be able to afford that, you know? Once I got all of my scholarship information, I was only going to be paying $2,000 a year to go to Maiad. All 4 years. Those scholarships were gonna go each year. I was so proud of myself for how hard I worked in high school and all my free time that I put towards going to Maiad for pre-college and Saturday classes and all that. It was awesome. Freshman year of college, it's like my dream. I'm like so happy that I'm there. It's amazing. It didn't even feel real to me because I've been in high school for the past 4 years, and being able to go to like my dream college. The first semester of my freshman year went alright, you know. I didn't have that much to complain about. It was pretty easy. I started to realize that like a lot of the classes I started to struggle with, drawing, painting, you know, and I had to start analyzing like, why am I like not, see, with once I got my graphic design class, both of them, those were my classes. Putting all my energy that I have into these classes because this is what I want to do. Second semester of Maiad, I started to struggle way more. I felt like I never had enough time. Just to use some of my friends at Maiad as an example, they do art. Like, a lot of what these kids are passionate about is just art, which is totally understandable. Like, that's awesome, you know? They're so talented. They are, like, incredible people. I think somewhere where I struggled with going to Maiad is that they're only passionate about art, and art isn't my only passion. You know, there's so many other things that like fitness and derby, you know, I was just like, it was weird, you know, it's weird having like two separate things that you're like, but I'm passionate about both of these things. Why can't I do both of these? To use my friend Evelina as an example. Our systems of drawing class, when we had to do perspective, like she would stay up until like 3 a.m. redoing projects, like our perspective project over and over and over again, just so she could have it perfect, because she wanted it to be perfect, and she, like, you know, wanted to work for that. Because I had to work, and I don't want to make excuses for myself. This isn't sitting here making excuses. I'm trying to get to the point where I can just share my experiences for everything. On top of work, on top of Derby, on top of trying to go to the gym every day, etc., stuff like that, I only got time to make one, you know? So I feel like, and that was for all of my classes, right? I could only make one of all of my classes because that's all I had time for if I wanted to do Derby and fitness and like my job and all this other stuff. And so I feel like I fell behind a lot in school because, you know, art isn't a one draft type of thing. Like, you work on it, you perfect, you know, mold it, and you keep doing drafts of it until it's like the best that you can do. And I wasn't doing that. I was making what I could in the time that I had. And I started to like realize that I was falling behind everybody else, and that I wasn't doing as good of a job that I know that I could with art. And I was kind of like ashamed of it a little bit. I was like, I'm not proud of anything, you know. I wasn't proud of any type of art that I made, you know. I felt like I was making things, you know. I was like obviously making things, I was putting time into this stuff, but like, you put the time in and you don't get a result that you want because I wasn't fully in it, you know. I wasn't fully dedicating myself to making art and being successful in school at MyAd and stuff like that. So, and it was very heartbreaking once I realized that I wasn't gonna be able to go back to MyAd. Here's another aspect of what was difficult about making art every day, is that creatively I like just started to drain. I was creatively just drained, and I felt like I started to lack in that aspect too, because like I was like, I can't do this every day, you know. I cannot like make art for other people, like my professors, who each professor wants something different from you, and each professor grades differently because of their own perspective, because art is objective, which is really difficult and is like a whole other thing. It's really difficult to go from class to class with different people who view art differently, and you have to make art differently for that person, which is what art school is. It's teaching you to work with clientele who are gonna ask certain aspects of you that they want, not what you want, because like you're supposed to be making what they want. And that's the whole aspect of art school. And I realized that as a graphic designer, doing that every day, working with clientele to make things that aren't for me are for them, I couldn't do, you know. It wasn't necessarily something that like I wanted to do. So I was very heartbroken once I realized I had to leave, that I was gonna leave MyAd, because I worked so hard the past, 4.5 years to be there. My whole high school career was based around, once I leave Reagan, I'm going to MyAd for 4 years, you know? So it was kind of like a little bit of a punch in the gut to realize that like I wasn't supposed to be there. Over the summer, very quickly realized that, well, I have to find something else. The thing that I'm number one passionate about is roller derby, which is an aspect of, I tried to pull an aspect of fitness out of that, and I was like, well, I'm interested in fitness, I'll go into kinesiology and find some type of, you know, that's pretty broad. It's a pretty broad major that I can go for a lot of careers for. Submitted all my paperwork, immediately got accepted to UWM. I was obviously paying way more at UWM, even though UWM's tuition is cheaper, but I didn't have any scholarships to go to UWM because I didn't submit any, because I wasn't going, that wasn't my plan, you know. I did all of this halfway through summer, okay? I pulled this all together halfway through the summer, like 2 months before school started. I was so excited to start at UWM, you know. I kind of had to be. I think I kind of like pushed myself to be, because it was so like heartbreaking leaving MyAd, thinking that that's where I was supposed, like the past 4 years I thought I was supposed to be there, you know. I like was like, yeah, I'm here, I'm finally here, and then realizing that you're not supposed to be there is like bummer. I was actually excited, but I think I made myself way more excited than I actually was to make myself feel better, I think. I don't want to say school, you know. I want to say school, I don't though. So I'm gonna say kinesiology just wasn't for me, you know. I started struggling with keeping myself motivated to actually want to be at school. it's kind of hard when I go to an hour and 15-minute lecture to have a PowerPoint presentation behind my professor that they're just reading off of. That was literally all 3 of my classes that I had lectures in. My lab was okay because it was more like hands-on, you know, we're doing stuff, she had us involved. But my lectures are really rough. Throughout the whole time at UWM, I didn't retain any of the information that was told to me, you know? And that's the whole point of going to school. But I feel like with a lot of students, it's like, if you ask them what did they learn last semester, they'll be like, oh, I don't know. And what? I don't know. And it's like, we're just trying to memorize this information for this quiz, and once we get the quiz done and over with, we forget all the information, you know? And that's not, I don't feel satisfied about that, you know? I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. I don't feel like I'm growing. I feel like I'm just trying to cheat the system, like, just trying to get through it. I don't want to just get through it, you know? I don't. What a waste of time, to me. I don't want to bash, this is such a hard video to make because I don't want to be bashing people that are going to school or whatever. If you're going to school, like, you know, hats off to you. So going to lectures every day, having somebody just talk words at you, and I couldn't understand. It's not like I was sitting there doing nothing, you know? I'm taking notes, I'm re-looking at the material, but I just didn't take any of it. I'm not satisfied. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything in my life. And on top of going to school every day and feeling like I'm not doing anything, it's taking so much of my time that I started lacking in my personal life. I stopped eating healthy, you know. I started eating like garbage because that's all that I had time for, was just garbage food. I couldn't have time to go home and make anything, you know. Number 2, I couldn't go to the gym, like my gym anymore. Being away from art school for, you know, a couple months, I started to gain my creative drive back, and now I have just the urge to create something, and that's why these videos started. And I couldn't do that I couldn't release my creative outlet because I didn't have any time for it, you know? So it just, overall, going to UWM made me feel very unhappy. I was just not happy in my daily life. I was kind of miserable, you know? I recently decided to drop out, and I dropped out of UWM. I obviously had a conversation with my mom about it first. I was like, I can't do it, like, I have to leave. And she, you know, my mom is very supportive of primarily most of the decisions that I make with my life. So I've been out of school for about 2 weeks now. And I've already made, you know, I'm creating this, sorry, I have a pencil in my hand. I'm creating these videos to release some creative outlet of mine, some creative urges of mine. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm eating so much better, and I'm just overall like so much happier, you know, out of school. Now, don't even ask me what I'm doing now or what I'm doing with my life, because I literally have no idea at all. None. I have none. So don't even ask me. I mean, I have, you know, I'm not clueless. I have ideas on things that I want to work on. Really, honestly, I don't think school is for me. Like, I don't enjoy myself. At least at my end, I felt like I was accomplishing something. I've taken about 5 college, like, major quizzes since being out of UWM. They all come up art. I can't go back to art school, you know? I can't. If that's what I really wanted to do, I would do it. But I left, you know? But here's the thing. I'm saying, like, I don't think art school is for me. And I'm sharing this because I feel like that is not talked about at all. Like, you have to go to college. This is what everyone tells you. Like, you have to go to college. You have to get a college degree. Otherwise, you're gonna be, like, shit out of luck on the side of the road or flipping burgers or something. It's like, absolutely not. Not having a college degree is absolutely an option, you know? People, there's so many, oh my God, the amount of successful people that did not waste their time with schooling and basically got a leg up on everybody else who was spending 4 years in school and getting $100,000 in debt is crazy. And it also just doesn't make sense to me to go to school to waste my money that I don't have, that I'll have to get loans for something that I don't feel like is satisfying me or making me feel accomplished or like, you know, improving my life in any way. I'm just gonna be behind in life and behind financially because I'm gonna be so much in debt and not have nothing to show for it besides a piece of paper. I'm thinking about the right now, do I feel satisfied with what I'm doing? And I do not feel satisfied whatsoever in school. I feel like I would rather invest the thousands of dollars that I would go towards school, towards like experiences, and just like learning from my experiences instead of sitting in a classroom all day long. And once again, not to bash anybody that's going to school. If you're in school and you can handle it, stay in school, get your degree, you know. But I just don't think it's for me. I just do not think schooling is for me. So I don't necessarily have a full out plan for myself yet. But currently, right now, I am very happy with my life and what I'm doing in my life. I wanted to share my experience so that people don't feel so weird when, you know, they want to consider leaving school, because people don't talk about leaving school, they talk about graduating school. And I just want to talk about, I left school, like, it's okay, like, I'll be fine, you know. Leaving school doesn't mean that I'm like, you know, a failure. Somebody said, school doesn't set you up to be successful in life, because to be successful, you have to have failures. And in college, they expect you to get straight A's and not fail at all. And once you graduate, you have to have some serious like soul searching, because you haven't failed yet. And I feel like part of the building blocks to being successful is failure. I failed at school, and I'm excited for what else life has to offer me, you know. I'm excited to explore some different paths besides school. So.
Kids just in school kind of puzzled as to why they're there.
The people who are doing the work that we care about are figuring out what to do next, not following the person who told them what to do next. And the problem with most colleges is they are high school, but with more binge drinking. The entire purpose of a good university is to give you a foundation to fail, not a foundation to get an A. And if you graduate from college with straight A's, you have to do some serious soul searching as to why you chose to spend your time doing that.
A students work for the B students. The C students run the businesses, and the D students dedicate the buildings.
It's like the newspaper industry, right? More printing presses, more big buildings, right? Makes us look grander. We have brains that we're putting them out there. There's a point of diminishing returns in terms of what it's worth for a college education and how much debt you're willing to saddle yourself with.
A lot of people follow. A lot of people are following. Generally, if not, we'd have problems. We have too many entrepreneurs. We have too many successful people. Like, look how many people go through business classes. If everything you needed was in that actual business class, in that book, there'd be too many successful business people. How many people graduate?